Hello, welcome back. I'm the Erroneous Kaiser. You're watching another one of my comic book pull lists. This is for the month of March. I get these comics from DCBS, or Discount Comic Book Service. I get them once monthly because I only ship once a month because I live in Japan. That means there might be a few titles you've read already. If you have, let me know what you think of them down in the comments. All of these comics have come out probably within the last 6 weeks. Alright, let's get started. Starting with A. Ascender number 9, written by Jeff Lemire, art by Dustin Nguyen. We've got a family on the run. They've been split up, and they're being chased by the magic-using rulers of this part of the galaxy. Batman's Grave number 4. This is written by Warren Ellis, so you know it's going to be a good read. And we also have issue number 5, continuing in this 12-part series. We got Batman Superman number 6. This is the Simone Bianchi variant, and it is disgusting. Look at Superman's face. Like, I really like Simone Bianchi's art a lot. So I don't know what the heck's going on here. It's like super detailed, but really bad at the same time. Here we have the final installment, part 4 in Conan's Serpent War. This is also the final part in the connecting cover, as you can see down here. I think this will probably play into the next Conan series that's coming up, War for the Serpent Crown. We'll see how that plays out. Here I have another final issue in a 4-part series. This is Count Crowley, the Reluctant Midnight Monster Hunter. I really loved this series, and I would definitely like to see the character come back. A new Darth Vader series from Marvel Comics. Here we have Star Wars Darth Vader number 1. Greg Pak is writing this. Should be some pretty fun stuff inside. Gideon Falls number 21. Right, I really do like this series, even if I'm not the biggest fan of all of the art. Some of the 2-page spreads really are awesome. And this is a horror comic, if you can't tell from the cockroaches coming out of the grotesque smiling mouth of this red-eyed weirdo. Here we have another series finishing up. This is number 6 of Gotham City Monsters. I really liked this team, and I really liked this comic. They used a few, I guess, a little more like lesser known horror characters to make this team up, and they teamed up with some big ones as well. Well, I guess Killer Croc is the only big name on the team, isn't he? But it was a good read, and just like Count Crowley, I would like to see more of them. Another series ending here. This is part 3 of Green Lantern Black Stars. A little bit different than the other ones that are ending because this is part of the story and leading into Green Lantern Season 2, which we have right here. This is Green Lantern Season 2, as I just said. A story continuing on in here. Here we have Guardians of the Galaxy number 1. Al Ewing is taking over from Johnny Cates, who just finished his 12-issue run on Guardians of the Galaxy. And at the end of that, like, everything was brought back to the status quo, I guess. You know, Rock is not dead. He's making his recovery. All of that. Okay. Al Ewing is writing Immortal Hulk, which I'm loving right now. So I'm actually really excited to get into this to see where it takes it. This is the Marvel's X variant. I didn't really think there was another cover that was like so interesting, so I took a gamble. I couldn't see what it was. Here we have Black Bolt on the cover. I guess it's okay. The artist is Skan, S-K-A-N. I don't know, it's kind of dumb, but I guess not unexpected that this character has nothing to do with Guardians of the Galaxy at all. We got Tales from Harrow County 2 and 3. We pick up the story from issue 1. It's years later, and our story focuses on Bernice. Harrow County, the first series, was an awesome horror book with wicked cool art inside. We got the same team on this book here. This is another mini-series. I think it'll be for like, 4 or 5 issues, I think. He-Man and the Masters of the Multiverse. This is number 3 of 6. So we're seeing all kinds of different variations on He-Man. The twist here is that Keldor is one of the leaders of the team, and he is on the side of right. So there is even a little new different twist in there too as well. We've got Immortal Hulk 30 and 31. And here we have the Hulk facing the Hulk. Before there was Green Hulk, there was this, white fur Sasquatch-ish, or Yeti-ish type of Hulk. I mean, I'm not an expert on the entire history, but so we're seeing that Hulk come in here and fighting the Hulk, trying to take the title of Who is the real Hulk? Something like that. Justice League 39. This is the final part in the Justice Doom War. No spoilers, but this kind of just ends, and then when the next writer takes over, it just starts from a new story. But the continuation of this story will be coming up, I guess, in the series, what? Justice League Heavy Metal or something like that. I guess Snyder was gonna end it in Justice League, but then I don't know what happened at DC, but they decided to make another separate series, and that's probably gonna be like a crossover type of deal. So it's kind of disappointing that there's not really an end to the story before somebody else picks up the reins. Well, this is a pretty sweet cover for Justice League Dark number 19. I love this series right now. Well, I guess there's a few comics in my pull now that are just a mix of kind of horror or monster or lesser known people who are doing horror, and I really love those series. This is another one, and this is, yeah, and this is one of the ones that started the recent trend, I guess. Last God, Chapter 4. This is awesome. The art is incredible, and it's some wicked awesome fantasy stuff going on here. This is from DC Black Label. I think they're really trying to develop this world and make it feel really lived in. They're talking about the history in the back after the story is done. They're just really going all out to make you really understand the world and really get like totally absorbed in it, which I think is totally awesome. Red Hood Outlaw 42. I'm loving it. I've been loving it the whole time. I really like Red Hood and his team up with Bizarro and Artemis. Things are getting smoothed out, kinda, and I'm just really pumped about them being back together. Savage Avengers, this is number 0. This is kind of thick. We're gonna get some more, I guess, history into Kulan Gath and show a few different points in time where he has come into conflict with different members of Savage Avengers, and I think we're gonna get some introduction into new members of this group. They haven't called themselves the Savage Avengers, but that's what the title of the book is. And picking up the regular storyline, here is number 10. Conan, Doctor Strange, and Doctor Doom, I think, is a pretty kick-ass trio. Second Coming, number 6. This is pretty awesome. Yeah, Jesus came down to help out the best superhero, help him to understand the earth around him, you know, and how he should be acting with criminals and things like that. This isn't about bashing Christianity or anything like that. It's actually a conversation about religion in our society. Alright, here we have the Stephanie Hans variant for the first issue, and only because it's a one-shot, of Spirit of Ghost Rider, Mother of Demons. Lilith is being brought back to the forefront of some storytelling in the Ghost Rider series, I guess, which she's an awesome character that I remember loving in the 90s. The Ghost Rider series is going in great directions. I'm really a fan right now. Strike Force, number 6. Now, this is a good series, but from the future solicitation descriptions, I'm actually a little disappointed into where I see the direction they're going. I feel like they're kind of putting off their main story to do some just kind of like side quests and stuff like that. I think I might chill out on this comic if that's the case. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, this is 102. New writers with a little more responsibility, and I feel like it was a very smooth transition from 100 to 101. This is still the longest running Ninja Turtles comic for a very good reason. Right here we have Thor number 2 and 3. And last month I was questioning why Thor was dressed the way he was. Looks like he got rejuvenated. He got an immediate shave. His eye was back. His arm was back to normal. And on the last page, I think it was the last page of issue number 1, I let out an audible gasp and was like, "Oh my gosh!" And I scared my girlfriend who was sitting next to me, and she looked over me like, "What is your problem?" I think it was a very good way to bring Thor back to a kind of beginning, so Donny Cates can really bring him wherever he wants after this. He's not really beholden to what had been done to Thor up until now, as far as design and even bodily harm history. Alright, I'm skipping around on these Vampirella comics. This is Vengeance of Vampirella number 5. I had to get it just for this crazy sexy cover. Lucio Perillo did it. I'm totally off of Red Sonja and Vampirella. The regular Vampirella series wasn't as good as I thought it was going to be, but this Vengeance of Vampirella of those 3 is definitely the best. Here we have Venom number 23, part 3 of Venom Island. Donny Cates really knows how to grab my attention. And with Mark Bagley doing the art here, I mean, sure, Todd McFarlane created Venom, but the way Mark Bagley portrayed Venom visually actually really shaped how I see Venom even now, well, years and years later. So seeing him do art on this book with Donny Cates writing is immensely entertaining. Here we got Wonder Woman 750. This is a thick book. We have the Adam Hughes variant here. DC is really going all out with a bunch of these big books. We're going to have Catwoman coming up. We're going to have Joker coming up. We got Robin coming up. They might be overdoing it. I don't know. 751, we're back with Jenny Frizzle. And we're back to the regular size comic as well. This is the best thing in my pull this month, definitely. We've got this beautiful Mark Brooks cover here. I actually wasn't going to get an X-Men comic, but then on Mark Brooks' Twitter, he showed like a little like square from this. And then I went back on DCBS and I was like, get the book, get the book. There is also a Virgin variant of this, which makes this not worth anything. But I still do think it's really beautiful. And yes, it would be a lot better if there wasn't that yellow banner at the bottom. Alright, and there you have it. Those are the comics I'm going to be reading for this month. Let me know what you think of them down in the comments. Make sure you hit like and subscribe if you haven't already. And hit the bell icon if you get some notifications. It'll be like, whenever something new comes out. If you don't want to do any of that, though, I totally understand. Half the time I don't want to either. I do hope you had a good time watching. I'm the Erroneous Kaiser. See you next time.